Hello and welcome to another update. In this one I'll be covering the whole front line, starting out in the northern part, where here the Russian forces are attacking in the direction of Makivka, as well as to the west of Plushenka, west of Chernopopivka, southwest of Chernopopivka, in the direction of Yampolivka, and in the Serebryansky forest here to the south of Kremenna. So in this direction, the Russian forces are continuing their active defense, where they aren't actually going for an advance, but they are trying to engage the Ukrainian forces here where they have a favorable position. Then we move on to the Siversk front, where here the Russian forces are attacking in the direction of Avdiivka, as well as Spirne, and to the northwest of Berestove in the direction of Avdiivka. And as for the Bakhmut front, we see the Russian forces continuing their attacks in the direction of Selesnyansk, as well as by the E40 highway to the north of Oryohovo-Vasilivka, in Oryohovo-Vasilivka, as well as to the south of Avdiivka, where they are advancing towards the road between Bakhmut and Chasiv Yar in the direction of Khomove, as well as an advance here to the north of the city of Bakhmut in the Azom steel plant, as well as by the rail lines. To the south of the city, they actually managed to advance. And this is a very interesting part because last time, on the 15th of March, I said that this position by the Ukrainians was very dangerous because they risk encirclement. And then yesterday or the day before, I said this position for the Ukrainians is very dangerous because they risk encirclement, and now they retreat again. So there must be some sort of Vladimir in the Ukrainian army in Bakhmut watching my videos. Then we see here to the southwest of the city, the Russian forces continue attacking here in the direction of the industrial facility of the university here, as well as the southern part by the residential area. As for the direction of Ivanyivsk, fighting continues here as well. After the Russians recently lost some territory to the west of Ivanyivsk, they are now trying to advance here in the eastern part. Then we move on to the Avdiivka front, where here the Russian forces are attacking on four main parts. The north of the city in the direction of Stepove, as well as Berdishi, to the east in the direction of Kamyanka, to the south in the direction of Opitne, towards Avdiivka, and from Vodyane towards Severne. So from what we can see from this is essentially the Russian forces are looking to encircle Avdiivka, and the way they're going about this is that they're attacking from four different directions, straight at the most fortified position of Avdiivka to gain some sort of pinning the Ukrainian forces down in that area, while they're attacking the western part in the direction of Severne, as well as Tonenke and Stoshkine, which they are all shelling all of these villages. In the northern part in the direction of Stepove and Berdishi to gain a better position and to cut off the rail lines, as well as some more roads in and out of Avdiivka to cut their supply lines, and in the eastern part to gain control over the eastern part. So the success of this will depend on two things: the amount of troops committed to this fight, as well as their equipment, and the logistical situation of the Russian forces in this area. If they have a lot of logistics, then I see this as a easy win for the Russian forces, because they essentially have been shelling this area for months and they have the logistical capabilities to keep such an offensive going. Then there's no reason that they shouldn't be able to. And if their logistical situation is bad, then this is a suicide mission for the Russian forces, because they will eventually run out of ammunition, and then they will be cut off because they are overstretching here in the northern part, as they only have Krasnohorivka to their back, and it is a demolished city. So the Russian forces will be very vulnerable if the Ukrainians decide to attack from the northern part and cut off the Russian forces by the highway. Then we move on to the Donetsk front itself. The Russian forces attack in the direction of Pervomaiske, both to the north and the center, as well as in the direction of Nevelske, where they're trying to gain control over this area here to the west of Donetsk. And in the southern part, in the direction of Marinka, the Russian forces are attacking both through the center as well as the north of the city, as well as in the direction of Pobieda, where they have the eastern part of the village. Then finally, in the direction of Novomikhailivka, fighting continues here as well to the east of the city. And in the Volodar sector, the Russian forces continue their attacks northwards of the southern Dacha area, as well as to the east of the northern Dacha area. So the Russian forces are here trying to advance and gain better positions to the east of Vuhledar and try to prevent the Ukrainians from establishing any defensive lines here to the south of the city, as well as to the east of the city. And that is all for this update. Thank you all for watching and have a great day.